Hello everybody, Bobby Yoda here, wishing you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year next year. It is up to week 16 of my NFL picks. Last week I went 10-6, and the Nerf gun last week also went 10-6, even though it was mostly picking the home teams. But this week we're going to try things a little bit different. This week we've got a bag, and inside this bag are many tiles for the classic game Scrabble. We're going to be picking out 3 tiles for each team, taking a look at the scores that you see. For instance, this one would be a 4, and this one over here, this L, would be a 1. We're going to add up all 3 together. Whichever one is the highest wins the game. All right, everybody, our first game up is the Minnesota Vikings at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are already going to be in the playoffs, so they should win this game. They're a much better team, and they are at home. They're fighting to get themselves as high of a playoff seeding as they can possibly get. Meanwhile, the Vikings have been struggling. It doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs. But what I said I was going to do is go ahead and grab 3 of these tiles for each team and just lay them out here. So starting off with Minnesota, we have 2, 1, and 1. That adds up to 4. And we'll go ahead and just slide these up here. Now let's do these for New Orleans, grabbing 3 tiles here. And we have a 3, 4, that's a 7, and 1 is 8. Therefore, going with the New Orleans Saints to win the game. And next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. The Lions have really fallen off this year. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay, like their predecessor, the New Orleans Saints, are really fighting hard to win this game. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go ahead and first start with them, grabbing 3 tiles from here. And we have a 1 and a 1 and a 1, or I'm sorry, 1 and a 1 and a 3, which is a 5. Now let's try this for the Detroit Lions, grabbing 3 out of here. And we have a 4, a 1, and a 3, adding up to, again, an 8, this time going with the Detroit Lions. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are fighting for a good playoff spot. They're actually a pretty good team this year. San Francisco, although they had a lot of injuries, they really have been struggling. Arizona is at home. I'm going to go ahead and go with them. But as always, let's start with the away team, San Francisco 49ers. Go ahead and grab 3 here. We have a 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 4 is 8. A good first score for the San Francisco 49ers. And now let's pick 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. Go ahead and grab 3 here, and we have a 1, and a 1 is a 2, and a 2 is a 4, going with the San Francisco 49ers. All right, next up we have the Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders were starting off strong, now not so much. Meanwhile, Miami has got the ball rolling. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Miami Dolphins, even though they are a away team. Let's go ahead and draw 3 of these and see what they say. Starting with Miami, we have a 4, plus a 3 is 7, plus a 1 is an 8. Now let's go ahead and draw 3 of these for Las Vegas, and we have... grab 1 more out of here. We have an 8. Ooh, 1 is a 9, and a 1 is a 10, going with the Las Vegas Raiders to win the game. All right, now we have the Atlanta Falcons at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing amazingly this year. I think personally that they are going to repeat as Super Bowl champions. Meanwhile, the Falcons, as per their record, not doing very well, blowing a lot of leads. Let's see if they'll blow a lead here, because we are starting with them, and they start off with a 5, and a 1 is a 6, and a 1 is a 7. And now for the Kansas City Chiefs, we go ahead and draw 3 of these here. We have a 1, and a 1 is a 2, and a 1 is a 3, meaning we are going with the Atlanta Falcons to upset the Kansas City Chiefs. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns at the New York Jets. The Jets finally won a game last week, and yet may have screwed themselves for the future, because they are now no longer in the running to get the number 1 seed, or I should say the number 1 draft pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a better chance than they do now. Sucks for them. Even when you win, you lose. So let's start with Cleveland Browns to see if they're going to win. By the way, I'm still going with Cleveland, because we have a 1, and a 4 is a 5, and a 5 and 3 is an 8. Now, going with the New York Jets, drawing 3, I have, starting off with a 4, and a 1 is a 5, and a 3 is also an 8, meaning I'm going to draw again for the New York Jets. Draw 3 more here. We have a 2, and a 1 is a 3, and a 1 is a 4, meaning we're going with the Cleveland Browns. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers have lost numerous games in a row after starting 11-0. Meanwhile, the Indianapolis Colts have a tied record for their division and could possibly win it depending on how things go. Therefore, I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts. Even though they have a 1-game worse record, they are the much better team as of right now. So starting with them, we have a 1, and a 1 is a 2, and a 4 is a 6. And now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, we have a 1, and a 1 is a 2, and a 10 is a 12. Therefore, going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, now up we have the Chicago Bears at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars, as I said, now hold control over that number 1 pick. Therefore, I don't see them wanting to lose, or I should say wanting to win a game, which would cause them to lose that spot. I think they're going to lose the rest of their games this season. The Chicago Bears have been playing a little bit better lately, therefore I am going to go with them. So starting with them, 3 here, we have a 2 and a blank, which I'll actually throw in and redraw another one here. All right, we have a 2, a 1, and a 10, going with a strong first score of a 13. Now for the Jacksonville Jaguars, drawing 3 here. Right there we have, another 10, 11, and 12, which is under, going with the Chicago Bears. All right, now up we have the New York Giants at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are playing great right now, and the New York Giants, while it looked like they might have won the division earlier on this season, doesn't really look like that right now. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Baltimore Ravens. Let's start with the Giants, though, and we have a 2, and a 1 is a 3, and a 1 is a 4. And for the Baltimore Ravens, we have 3 of these here. We start with a 1, and a 4 is a 5, and an 8 is a 13, meaning we are going with the Baltimore Ravens. All right, now we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Houston Texans. Neither of these teams are going to make the playoffs, therefore I'm just going to go ahead and go with the Houston Texans simply because they are at home. So let's start with Cincinnati here, and we have a 1, and a 1 is a 2, and a 1 is a 3. Not a good final, or I should say, not a good starting score for Cincinnati. Drawing 3 more of these here. And we have a 4, and a 4 is an 8, and a 10 is an 18. Strongly going with the Houston Texans. All right, now we have the Denver Broncos at the LA Chargers. Again, 2 teams that aren't going to make the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and go with the home team, Los Angeles Chargers here. They do have a good quarterback, and I have a lot of hope for them for the future. But in this game, I do think they're going to win. So, we have another blank one here. Draw another one. All right, we have a 1, and a 1, and a 1. Spelling sit, by the way. Up to a 3 for Denver. Now for the LA Chargers, we have a 4, which means they've already won it, and a 1 is a 5, and a 4 is a 9, going with the LA Chargers. All right, now we have the Carolina Panthers at the Washington Football Team. Both of these teams kind of have not very good records, but the Washington Football Team is currently leading their division. They have a decent defense going right now, and I think they're going to win the division and make the playoffs, even though they're probably going to have either a losing record or a dead-even 500 record. But I'm going to go ahead and go with them because they are also at home. So starting with the Carolina Panthers, we have a 3, and a 1 is a 4, and a 1 is a 5, starting with a 5 for Carolina. And now for Washington, we have a 1, and a 4 is a 5, and a 5 plus 1 equals 6, therefore going with the Washington football team. All right, now we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Cowboys. They are a slightly better team, and I think that even though they're not going to make the playoffs, they at least want to try to look good. They're also at home, going to have fans. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Dallas Cowboys. So, let's shake this up and go, starting with the Philadelphia Eagles. We have a 1, and a 4 is a 5, plus 1 equals 6. And now for the Dallas Cowboys, we have a 1, and a 1 is a 2, and a 2 is a 4, meaning we are going with the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, now we have the LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. I am really excited to be able to watch any of this game if I can actually watch it. I am very excited because the Seattle Seahawks are leading the division and the LA Rams are right behind them. And this game could decide the fate of either team. But I do think that because Seattle is at home and they are starting to play a lot better, especially with their defense, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Seattle Seahawks in this game. But let's start drawing for the Rams. And we have a 5 and a 1 is a 6 and a 4 is a 10. Good starting score. Now for 3 for Seattle, we have a 2, and a 2 is a 4, if I can turn that correctly, and a 1 is a 5, meaning we are going with the Los Angeles Rams. And now we have the Tennessee Titans at the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is playing like an MVP. They're currently leading the conference. I think that they will win also because they're at home over Tennessee, who is also leading their division and is also playing very well right now. But I don't think that they're going to be able to beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Therefore, I'm going with Green Bay. Starting with Tennessee, though, drawing out 3 of these tiles, we have a 1 and a 1 is a 2, and a 4 adds up to 6. And for the Green Bay Packers, we have an 8, and a 1 is a 9, and a 1 is a 10, meaning we're going with the Green Bay Packers. All right, and the final game of this week is the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. They're playing fantastically right now. I think they're going to win, and the New England Patriots are not going to make the playoffs. Therefore, for the final game this week, let's draw 3 out here, and we have a 1 and a 4 is a 5, and a 3 is an 8. And for the New England Patriots, finally we have an 8, and a 1 is a 9, and another 8 is a 17. Therefore, they're going to go with the upset of the New England Patriots. Well, everybody, that is my video for this week. These are my picks. You can check your screen right now to see what they say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hopefully, you all got what you wanted. This is Bobby Yoda reminding you to like and subscribe and sign off.